J.D. Mitchell here at the Fraser Power Networking Conference 2015. I had the great honor of interviewing this man 2 years ago at the Fraser Power Networking Conference, Mr. Michael Roberts. And I mean, his resume is impeccable, has taken a city and put it on his back and literally transformed it from the standpoint of African American development. Here in Dallas, 5th, 6th largest market for African Americans. We own no media, no local television. This is what we're doing and trying to start now. What words of encouragement would you have for us to get to where you are?
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate you on such a great show.
Thank you.
The ideas that you have to empower black folks is impeccable. They are the types of thoughts that we have to put out. Now, one of the things we have to do is make sure that people know that there are opportunities to buy.
Yes, sir.
Then we have to organize the financing team to go out and buy them.
Yes, sir.
Now, you have all the sports in this town, and look at all the African American athletes who are making just millions and millions of dollars.
It's a whole nother conversation.
Well, you know, let's put it this way. There are more and more intelligent young brothers who need to have access to the project. See, what happens is when they come in, they get entrapped. They get entrapped with certain people who have always learned how to trap young athletes as they come through. What we have to do is get busy organizing and getting in there and working at that, because they will have the resources to help in the identification of product or buying the product that you might be able to find. You know, you can't just have a radio station. I own radio stations.
Exactly.
You can't just have a TV station. I've owned 15 of them. But you have to learn how to buy them. You have to know what you're buying, and then you know how to manage them at that point. So I think that, you know, it's not impossible, because we have all we're working everywhere at the same stations, doing everything for the white boy.
Why we can't do it for ourselves?
Exactly right.
So,
but you can. It's not a matter of why we can. But we need leadership and organization behind it, you know, through successful businessmen who may be in other fields, who understand the basics of business in order for them to be able to play a role in identifying proper management and leadership for the purchase.
There's an issue here in the DFW Metroplex. We call it an opposition for the transference of energy or a changing of the guards. There is a lack of development and mentoring for the up-and-coming generations. Young people such as myself that have reached out to some of our forefathers or people that have already staked a claim in this great state, in this great city, and we're not getting help. So I'm asking you, what initiatives have you put into place, or what's going on in your part of the woods that's helping cultivate, develop young leaders, young strong backs to throw that legacy on and say, run, horse, run?
Well, you know, first of all, we have to realize that, you know, if you look at your churches where people spend millions of dollars every Sunday, countrywide,
and we have no banks, no black-owned banks.
No black-owned banks, but you have this money coming through. You know, if we could have a little more tutorial with the leadership in the religious community, so that they can in turn recognize that there are members who are business people, ask them to come out as mentors for people either in the church or those who can apply for that mentoring program. You see, now you have a base to operate off of. I mean, if you take the mega churches, 20, 30,000 people, you know that there are people inside of there who could come out, but it takes leadership from the churches. So what you should do is organize the clergy coalition here and give them a new mission. And that mission is to build entrepreneurs within the church, and then as they create that entrepreneurial base, then they can also recognize what are the products, the goods and services that other members of those churches offer to each other. And if you can then get them to understand if they're in place, other members can buy their products, goods and services, then we begin to create a true community. Right now in all we have is a neighborhood. We don't even have a community. Community means that we turn the dollar over and over before it leaves. We turn the dollar in about 8 hours after we receive it. That is one of the weaknesses of our community, one of the things we have to do to strengthen ourselves.
it seems as if that's one of the primary weaknesses of our community. Is it not said that within the Jewish community, the dollar turns what, 11 times?
11 to 19 times.
11 to 19 times.
That's right.
And with us, you buy some chicken from the Asian man that's not even of or from your community, and the minute it goes out of your pockets, it's done.
Well, it's not only that. You buy cosmetics and hair from the Koreans. You go get your nails done from the Vietnamese. You go buy gas from the Asians. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And Middle Easterners. So it goes on and on and on. That's what, you see, they have communities.
Yes, sir.
They do business where theirs will turn over 6, 8, 9 times before it leaves their community. And the Jewish community said it's even more. In our community, it's about 8 hours. They get it. They pay their bills, and they go to the Nike store. I mean, it's the kind of thing that we have to reorganize our thinking. And again, that can be done, but we also have to have product that is offered to our community that's quality and matches up and get it done.
We should not have a substandard product when we're paying the same price.
That's correct. Because we're not going to be loyal consumers if we do that.
Are we ever loyal consumers?
We will be if we can create the type of products that brings the loyalty.
Okay. So what would you say people say Texas is its own country, per se.
Okay.
What would you say that separates the DFW marketplace or Texas from somewhere such as St. Louis, Michigan, in terms of a progressive African-American community?
I don't think there's a lot. I mean, you guys have some of the biggest churches. You have one of the largest churches with T.D. Jakes here. I mean, you have a variety of mega churches. You have bigger churches in some cases, San Francisco or any other city. But the question is, how are you going to utilize that religious base of people who are listening to one man every Sunday, and that man begins to create a message of empowerment?
Well, in saying that, I give you an example. African American Museum, right? We have one of I think only 5 African American museums south of the Mason-Dixon line. Our larger congregations, they don't support the African American Museum. They don't support the artistic culture here in Dallas. The things that actually have been taken out of curriculum or taken out of our communities or taken out of our homes that are fostering and developing growth in our young people, creative thinking skills, deductive reasoning, the things that you don't get in class.
Understand.
Well, if the church at large, the ministers at large don't embrace.
That's right. But that's a marketing question. You see, if people come along and don't know about it or don't think about it, you know, to be able to get something, it's like getting elected. You have to be persuasive,
okay,
and you have to be redundant or repetitive.
Persistent.
You see? So if the museums aren't persistently going after creating programs for elementary schools inside of their house, reaching out to them. Now you have, for example, a Black Cowboy Museum in Fort Worth.
Right.
This brother goes out, Jim Austin goes out.
I work with Jim extensively. I know Jim very well.
And he does. I mean, he's even at this conference.
I mean,
he's always out trying to, promote that concept. And it's a good concept. But unless we get more people who have voice in the community saying, let's get there, let's try it, and then the event location has to find ways to get resources to, I mean, even if it's a not-for-profit and they can get free radio time with you or TV time with people, I mean, all of that needs to be done collectively. And somebody like you who have the right mindset maybe need to think about being the point guy.
Well, I've taken on that role with the African American Museum. We have a summer series of gospel brunches. We're celebrating the Independence Day actually at the fair, one of the largest fairgrounds in the continent, well, in the country. Historically, blacks have not been embraced or welcomed into the fair to celebrate. So we have programming for teens, programming for young people, all out of the museum. So that is what we're doing. So at least I know we're going in the right direction.
Well, keep it up, brother.
Well, again, Michael Roberts, 411 DFW, Bayou 4U Media. It's infotainment. We got enough entertainment. We're getting information that can take us to the next level. Power Networking Conference 2015. Michael Roberts, thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Keep doing the good work.
Thank you.
Okay, my man.